What up, my friends? Brodienero here. Welcome to brodienerotv. We're here at ADE Amsterdam. Lots of podcasts going down. I'm here with my new friends, Max and Martin, aka Betical. How are you guys?
Good, man. Good, and you?
Yeah, super good. Really nice to be here. It was a super long flight from Bali, but we made it, and it's all good. Oh, dude, it was like 9 hours to Qatar, long layover there, took a nap, and then 6 hours to Amsterdam, so it was a long journey.
Yeah, we're coming from Mexico.
So,
yeah, so we know the pain.
Wow.
10 hours 10 hours to Madrid, and then 3 hours wait, then 2 hours, I think, 1 hour 30.
Yeah.
Wow. This is the life, though, right?
I think so.
Recently, it has been the life. So we've been fighting for it. So we're not complaining, but that's intense. That's intense. Yeah.
I can imagine. Speaking about ADE, how many years have you guys been coming here, and what does this week mean to you guys?
I think 4 years, 5 years.
A little bit less, maybe. Let's say 3, sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think 4 for me.
4?
2 years
He's
of
always
partying
partying
with friends, and 2 years of partying as really like going to the events and stuff, and 2 years a bit more professional.
Yeah, 2 years as tourist, and then now it's a little bit more.
2 years as tourist and DJ.
Yeah, still tourist. A little bit more professional, let's say. Yeah.
Cool. And here at ADE, what do you guys have going on? You have some shows, some networking?
Yeah. Actually, we had one show yesterday at the Crane.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's it like performing there?
It's
different.
Fun.
Yeah?
The view is amazing.
Yeah.
People are really into it.
Cool.
So it was really nice. It was really intimate also.
Yeah.
It's not a big crowd, so you have to be good and try to create the vibe straight. But it was great, yeah. Really cool. And we've got the invite from Nero, which is releasing a track on Ninja Tune. They invite us for the thing, and it was
super nice.
Really nice, yeah.
Wow, cool. Man, so I have to go back a minute here of how I first heard your guys' music. So I was opening for 1926 in Bali, and this was actually my first show where I had proper drop cuts made, 'cause I saw all the DJs all around the world making these cool highlight carousel reels. And I was like, okay, I told my video guy, you got to make these drop cuts. And I was looking for the most special moments of my favorite songs that I played. And one of the songs I played was Slowly Drowning Remix.
Oh, nice.
By you guys. And I remember, because that track, like, it's not like a super crazy pumping track, but it's obviously a strong one.
Yep.
And even though it's like a little bit more of, let's say, a chill track, if that's the right word, the crowd still went nuts during the main drop. And I was like, whoa, that speaks a lot about the song, because usually you would think the crowd goes crazy at the crazier songs, but this track is so strong, great vocal, nice breakdown, nice drop. They still went nuts for it. So anyways, fast forward, I get these drop cuts made. I double check who's playing all these songs. I tag you guys. I think this is how we connected. We've been in touch for maybe like the last year, something like that.
Or even more,
cool.
I guess.
Maybe a little bit more.
2 years, I guess.
2 years.
Yeah.
3 years, maybe.
Whoa. No, not 3 years.
Because this track was released a long time ago.
Maybe you released it that long, but
okay,
I just heard about it maybe a year and a half ago during this event.
Okay. Yeah.
This one, vintage one.
Yeah.
Thanks for playing
For now,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, something strange happened with this one, because when we received the a cappella from the original, because it's a remix from her, and it was really ambient track, like really slow. And at first we were like, what can we do with this? You know, we wanted to do something for the club, because it was already ambient, so it was not making that much sense to stick to this. We wanted to get like completely different environment, and we started to play around, and it came quite naturally on this one.
Yeah, this one was super quick. Sometimes we can drown. It was slowly drowning in the production. And we were like,
slowly drowning in the studio.
Slowly drowning in the production. At some point, we were like, we need to stop that.
I need to.
Sometimes we do that, and the outcome is a good track.
Yeah.
And sometimes just we have the right idea, and we just go straight to
flow.
it.
Yeah. And on this one, but it's also true, because we had the same feeling. We knew it was potentially a good song, but the first time we played it, we saw the people's reaction, and we're like, wow, okay, it works.
Actually, it's Fideles, that, let's say the first big act who played it.
Wow, it's big support.
And he played it.
Yeah, it was nice, yeah.
Wow.
It was like after live show, I think. And we're not linked to this. So when he played it, we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
so it was the beginning. It was actually the beginning for us.
It was, really big, early beginning for us. We released at that time a few EP on a different label, and this one came, and it made a bit the difference at first. Yeah.
Wow. So would you say that that was a pretty like pivotal or high impact moment in your career? You putting that song out, it getting the being received how it was, like Fidelis support. Did that really start to move things for your guys' career? Do you feel?
Maybe
there
not
moments
moving
before?
a lot, but the first track we released before that
Yeah.
were more breakbeat kind of vibe, you know. So I feel like people were a little bit wondering, are they capable of doing 4/4, like
Yeah.
really club focused track? And we
Yeah.
came up with this one,
Yeah.
and the reaction was great. So they were like, okay, they can do it. You know, they can also make
Yeah, it was the
proper
first
club
one,
track,
yeah.
not just closing track for the end of your set. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's interesting because when I was going through the discography on Spotify for you guys, going back to like 2017, 2018, the music was quite chill then.
Super chill.
Super chill.
Yeah. And then I think it was 2020, 2021, starts getting a little bit more edgy, a little
Yeah.
punchier, a little harder.
yeah.
I was curious, what caused that shift for you
We
guys?
always had this in us, you know, but at some
Yeah.
point I don't know, we wanted to try more chill music. And to be perfectly honest, we tried to do a few live show, like bringing the machine on stage, and we hated it.
Man,
I have to say, like,
to be honest, we had a
way.
discussion at some point. We had a previous manager that we were doing really well with this. Actually, the track was streaming a lot.
Yeah.
So a lot of stream, like we had like track with 3-4 million streams. So technically, it was doing well. But for us, I was like, I have 4 million streams on the track, but I have guys that have like 100K on the track and play everywhere in the world. So I was like, what's happening, you know? And it was more like Spotify listen focus. And at some point, I think we were like, we just want to play in clubs, you know, like we want to play. And
we were missing just the DJ atmosphere.
Yeah.
Wow.
but I think this allowed us
Yeah.
all these years to work on music which was more chill, so a bit more musical in a way. Like we were spending more time to add the harmonies and stuff. So
Yeah.
we learned a lot from that. And at some point, we were like, let's try to do club stuff, but we kept like the imprint we created since that beginning, still now in what we do since like 4 years.
Yeah.
And like so when we started to do like more like this kind of electronic music, everybody was like, oh, you guys have your sound. We were like thinking we were copying what they were doing, but at least I think we were tinting a bit,
Yeah.
like 3% of what we learned from before, you know. So it was a bit it was a switch. It was the discussion. It was like,
Yeah,
now
we
let's do
really-
club music, you know. And
Wow.
it was long to learn because
Cool.
music makes for Spotify is not the same as music made for big venues and clubs, because it has to sound different, you know, like really. So
yeah, at that time, the track we were making were really, I don't know if that makes sense, but dusty. You know, like a lot of noise, a lot of room, etc. For the club, you have to be tight, you have to be really strict, like to follow some rules in a way. We were a little bit more free first, but then it made more sense now. So
Got it. And I want to go back a little bit and talk like origin story and introduction to becoming music producers. I like to stick on this topic a little bit because I've had this weird relationship with music production where I go super hard at it for a year, then nothing for 2 years. Then I'll pay a mentor to work with me for 2 months. I'll learn a bunch of stuff, go for 6 months, then stop again. And this past year, I really realized that I've put such a huge focus on content, podcasts, everything,
Yeah.
and things are moving for me. But to really move the needle forward for my music career, I need more strong music.
Yeah.
And I still have this really keen desire to figure out what my sound is and develop it. And you can't figure that out going through ghost producers necessarily. You have to spend some time, in my opinion anyway, for my journey, becoming a better producer. So I'm putting more time in. So I like to ask questions about how you got into music production and the type of time and hours and effort you were putting in, staying disciplined to increase your skills.
yeah, no, it started quite early. We are brothers, so I'm a little bit older than him. So
How many years?
difference?
4 years.
Yeah.
4 years.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I look younger. I know everybody's saying that. I start to be pissed off about it, but it's okay.
It's gonna be
getting used
better
to
in
it.
the future. I will look 50 at 40 and we'll
Nah.
look 30 at 40.
See who's partying harder, you can tell.
Yeah, you can tell. And no, so first it was maybe around the age of 14. I was like obsessed with Daft Punk, Justice, those kind of artists, and naturally I was like, okay, I want to try this, you know. And so I started to buy stuff around from Christmas, whatever. and just start to mess around, like literally.
Like what kind of stuff? Like keyboards, synthesizers?
Yeah, keyboard.
He was buying
Ableton.
stuff, but I was not into music. At
Yeah, he
that
was
time.
just using my stuff. So,
Yeah.
okay. So,
I stole his room at some point. He
Yeah,
wanted to sleep. I
literally.
was like, yeah, we're gonna come after.
he was coming up in the morning, you know, like not knocking at the door. I was sleeping. I was answering, like switching on the computer. Starting to
What
the
the fuck are
music,
you
I
doing
was
here?
like, what the fuck? And then naturally, at some point, I was doing thing on my side. He was doing things on his side, and we were like, okay, we should try to do it together because it makes no sense to fight for a computer. And I started like that, but really instinctively. Oh my god! So, because we had no plan. It was just okay, some kind of obsession drawing us to this, and we just trial and error, let's say, until it sounded good. Yeah.
I think it has been music. Like he was playing with his friend, like when he was like young, like DJing parties and stuff.
Yeah.
I was not into that much. I was younger, so when I'm 14, he's 18. Like we don't have the same life. At
that
some
age,
point,
yes.
so in like 17, I wanted to do like other stuff I couldn't do in the end. So I was like, "Oh, show me a bit what you do." So I started with music production. So not even with DJing. I was not interested in that at the beginning, to be honest. And it was not that famous as now, you know. And I saw Martin Garrix starting doing things. Everybody was looking like him. I was like, yeah, that's not my thing. And I saw his
At that
computer
time,
for like
everybody was thinking.
one summer, and then I was like doing.
So you would say it's because of Martin Garrix that you started music?
Not because of you. Yeah. No, but at some point he was doing some stuff, and I think I did a track in like after 1 month, and I put it out.
Yeah.
It was like, and then he started to move his
Yeah, it's true.
And
At
it was
first
like,
I was really secretive. Like
Yeah.
I was like really secret. It was for me on my own.
Yeah.
And this little guy came out and like, okay, I found a record label.
yeah, he signed with a label after 1 month.
And I have to.
And it was like, and then he started to put tracks on Soundcloud. It was like, it was like
Yeah.
he moved it as a
Let's
bit.
be
you know.
honest. Let's be honest. I was like, what the fuck?
I forgot that.
So I pushed it a bit on my side, and then
Okay.
we mutually decided.
But his track
to-
was better than mine. So he put another track. I was like, oh. At some point we
Yeah,
started
so
like, let's
we
make it
started, like,
together.
a strange an LC competition, but not something big, you know, just,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
something in between us.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and somebody was like, okay, let's do it together. It makes no sense. So,
Got it.
Yeah.
And how do you share? How do you find sharing the project itself? Do you find one bro is starting something, the other bro's finishing it? Is it super collaborative every step of the way? Are some tracks more produced, like 80% by one bro, 20% by the other? How do you guys manage sharing, making the music together?
we always talk about the idea first before starting the track, and it can be like a rough sketch, nothing special, you know, just the idea, almost like post-it, you know, we should use a vocal like that, drums like this, that kind of thing. And then at some point, we start the real production. We start to bring all the elements, and if something is missing, he's doing more production focus work, like all the technical stuff and everything than me. I'm maybe more about the ideas and you know, like composing and stuff.
Cool.
Strange process, like I would say more complementary than collaborative, because we have like roles in the band. It's like really like we don't run on each other. Like sometimes it's a track, he start like a sketch, and he send it to me, and then I'm like, because there is a clear idea, I can go fast and finish the track. And sometimes I start something, and I'm just blocked on a loop, and he comes up, and we'll start jamming, and something happens. Or sometimes it was a track he did, sometimes it was a track I did. So like we just want to go forward. So
Yeah, there's no specific rules.
Yeah.
Just if it's good, sounds good.
well, in the end, I spend hours to do the mix down, which is not the funny part. But
This is true. This is
well, he spent hours to find samples and stuff that I don't really like to do either. So I think it's complementary.
Yeah, everything is quite complementary naturally. So
Cool.
Even on the DJ side, like he's doing the USB key, like we're preparing, I'm putting like all the tracks I receive, I put it in the folders, and we
Yeah.
do the set together, but he prepared the key and record box.
Yeah.
When we arrive, I put the first track, I put the key, he'll
Yeah.
take everything after the set.
we have rituals, let's say, that are a little
Yeah.
bit cringe in a way. You know, it's really separated.
Yeah.
Like even like he's posting the stories, I'm posting the post, you know, that kind of thing. I don't know why.
Oh.
We never thought about this.
Yeah.
You know, but
It's just kinda
keep-
naturally
yeah,
happening?
Yeah. It's really strange.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. I'm replying to everybody.
Yeah.
on a,
I'm not replying to anyone.
Yeah, he's taking care of the bad situation. We have something, I'm quite direct, and sometimes like more chill. So like, should we do that? at some point I was replaying. He was like, "Bro, we should have done that, etc." So
Yeah.
day-to-day message to everybody, I'm kind of responding.
Yeah.
Or sometimes it's him when I miss something, but
He's
it's like
missing a lot of things. So.
yeah.
It's a nice synergy. It's cool, like you said. I can't think of a better word to describe it than complementary.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it just came naturally. So
And what he likes to do, I don't really like to do it in either. So
Yeah.
I think there is no one to take the role of someone else. Like
Nice.
Yeah.
Man, let's talk career-defining moments. I'm curious, something that might have happened in your guys' career where you knew, like, okay, this is for real. We're really going somewhere. I'm curious if it was signing with Afterlife, putting a song out with them,
yeah.
or if you could share just a special moment where, like, you were like, okay, this is not just a dream anymore. It's not just a hobby. It really feels like something real, and we're really making some noise in the industry.
Yeah, definitely. Like signing on Afterlife was a big things because it took us years. Actually, we were sending stuff,
Wow.
and
a lot of stuff.
it's like sound good, but not for now, or keep pushing, that kind of thing.
Wow.
Then suddenly it happens. So obviously we're like, okay,
Yeah.
amazing.
Wow. So for upwards of like 2 years, you were sending stuff actively or
Yeah.
regularly to Afterlife?
I think we sent 3 of them, but we were active in the studio. Really.
But we were
Doing
really
30
picky,
and sending one of the 3 of the 30 tracks on like 2 years. But to be honest, this period was like the growth of the project. In a long term, we were doing chill stuff, and as we were saying, we wanted to do more club. And
Yeah.
at that time, it was the rise of Afterlife. So it was in 2019, 2020 that we decided to go this way, just before COVID. And actually, the track release was made at that time. It was more a chill track that we turned out into more club.
Okay.
So it was like a long track that took years to get out, to be honest.
Wow.
Got out like 4 years later. So at some point, we had this track on the side. For some reason, we couldn't put it out, and we were waiting for answers. So we did such a lot of things, like the slowly drowning, etc. So we could have been seen as melodic techno at that time because it was starting to be the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And we was always doing a bit different. But it was like the first chapter chill, second chapter more melodic techno, and like since 2 years now we're in like in the third chapter, which is more us, to be honest.
Yeah.
And so the release on Afterlife was like maybe a bit late timing wise to what Afterlife was, because there was like kind of wave, you know.
Yeah.
Like when it goes high, it's like crypto, you know. There is like a bull run. It goes like this. If you sign here, you're like bam. But if you sign here, it can go down, you know. And it's like the vibes.
Yeah,
it's always coming, you know.
We signed the track
Afro,
quite late in the Afterlife era, let's say, because all the major artists were already there. You know, you could see like what was Afterlife, what was the team, etc. But we did this one. It was really a good thing. It was like a stamp, you know. Okay, those guys, they sign on Afterlife.
Yeah.
So it shows also to the promoters, to the other artists, to maybe that, okay, you are kind of validated in a way, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was amazing, but that was not the game changer. Like, you know, like it
was more to us because it was a goal since 3 years to sign on this, and before it was really led by this, you know, really like if you sign Afterlife, you get gigs, and this was for us. We see the one that signed on a compilation, and they start from nothing to like 5 shows a month. So like it's the only way, you know.
Yeah.
And it was the better brand, the best thing. Let's say in electronic music at that time, it was really underground at that time, you know. So it was.
They're still so big. I mean,
No,
what
still
they
super
built
big.
is just.
No, it's crazy. Like
it's crazy.
even what they all do, it's amazing. But
Yeah.
like just at some point, we were not finding ourselves in this sound.
Mm.
And I think when we released it, what was turning into were not what we wanted to do at some point, you know. And it was an old track, so in 3 years, so many things changed, you know. What you play, what you want to play, how you see music, and how the scene evolved. So the results of the release were not as expected. We kind of knew it, you know, because it was a long process. And it was just for us, we made it. Like we signed on it, it was a goal for so long. Now we have the proof that it didn't change that much. Like we didn't start touring like 5-6 times a month. So it didn't change that much, to be honest. But we were not that sad because we knew it. And we were like, okay, now we can do what we want to do.
It was also a proof for ourselves.
Yeah.
We've made it. It was a goal, and we achieved this goal, you know.
Right.
Even though the result was not as expected, but at least we went through chill stuff. We wanted to stand after, which was the biggest thing. A bit late maybe, but we did it. And then after that, we proved to ourselves that we're not dependent on a platform or something because the results were not that good. So I think it was like a turnout. We say, now we do our thing. Like, let's forget about that. We did it. We don't look on the past, and now we can try to do our sound, you know.
Right.
And this is when we started actually our sound, I think.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't describe yourselves as melodic techno? Like
No.
Betical, the project, it's not melodic techno. What genre or genres would you say you guys are swimming in right now?
Quite a lot.
Yeah, quite a lot, to be honest. But recently, I feel like we've been identified a little bit as Afro House, let's say, because we had the chance to get a lot of support from artists from this scene, especially with the recent release, and so it opened like a lot of doors through that.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's, if you remove like it's techno house, it's organic house. I don't know how to describe it, but we need to find, because we sometimes get this answer, and we unfortunately we can't answer like
And this
properly.
question every
So
time.
we need to find like a proper way to
Yeah.
But
answer
the thing
this.
is that when
Maybe you don't need to
the
pick one. Maybe you don't have to say you guys are a genre. I mean, you're music producers and you make music, and sometimes it varies. And
I feel like it, yeah. I think behind this it's house, organic house, deep house. You know, it's
we always try to tint a bit, and we kind of keep the melodic sound we learned like from the like melodic techno period. We learned a lot from that to, as we were saying before, produce to make it sound for the clubs and stuff. And when the Afro vibe arrived, like this is coming, and we did a remix for Sailor and I that took ages to make, but to release. Sorry, it was on Siamese. It was released like last April on Siamese, and this one was made in 2023, just after the release on Afterlife. I think we spent like 4 months on this track. 12 version, one melodic, one non-melodic, and then Afro was coming a bit. We knew that it was like this, like crypto, and then Afro was starting to come, and we were like, I remember he told me like try to do Afro, but not with the Afro sound. You know, like we are guys from the north of France. We're not gonna do Afro music because we're not gonna
it was not
steal a
thinking
culture.
that,
You know, like,
it was like
I won't pretend to do Afro music. Like
we were feeling like there is people more legit than us to do Afro house. You know?
right,
So,
right,
yeah.
fair enough. Yeah.
yeah.
But
Yeah, so on this one we just tried things, you know, like
Yeah.
try things, and when it was sounding good to us, that was the first time in our process that we were not like, are we doing this for anyone else? No, this time we're doing it for us, you know. And when it sounds good for us, it's potentially enough for others, you know. So on this one, the Sailor and I remix, as he said, we spent hours and hours, and when it started to be nice, we started to share it with different, and Adriatic picked it up like quite quickly. They played it like crazy. So they
it was
really,
our first major support. Like
they really
I think
support
they
the
played it
track.
100 times. Like
Yeah, and thanks to them, it got noticed quite a lot, because when those guys are playing a track, you know, everybody's seeing it.
Yeah, yeah.
So it helps a lot. Unfortunately, for record label reason, it took 2 years to get released. But the release
crazy.
came, and it's all right. It's the game sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's true, it was really long. And
well, actually, it was now we can see it, but it was like sometimes we were not sleeping.
that
about
was
because
frustrating. Yeah,
When
yeah.
you have a
can
track,
imagine.
it can be seen as it was not a hit. It was a banger. Like people were waiting for it. And you
Yeah.
always have like a momentum, and if you put it at the right momentum, and like if you miss it, and I think with the Reese,
It's a lot about
kinda miss it, but-
timing, you know, in everything we do. So
yeah, it's like brands or whatever. Like there is always thing changing, you know. Like
Yeah.
so, but this one was the first track. We were like, okay, we just do what we want, and the result were really good. Like everybody was asking for it, and
So, we're
so
like, yeah,
it gave us confidence in a way, you know. So we started this
to
sound
produce for us, you know,
Yeah.
instead of
more for us, more than a label or something. And we didn't even know if it was going to be released on Siamese or whatever, because just it was played, you know. And at some
Yeah.
point we were like, maybe we don't need a label, maybe just the music. And this was really a good feeling for us.
Mhm.
Then at some point, so we did this one. Some time passes, and then we did Back on 74.
Yeah.
That this one definitely changed the game.
Right.
And this one,
Yeah.
no label.
Your question was, what was the one that really changed the game?
Yeah.
It's
This
this
one.
one.
We went to
Wow,
because
cool.
the other one was unreleased, so it was there, brand awareness. But at the moment, like people notice it's you, and then when it go out, like the results like 10 or 20 times bigger, you know.
Can you recall like a specific moment that like will always just like stay with you guys? Was it a video of someone supporting it? Was it a text message, a phone call, an email, or something where you were like, oh man, like this is
the
it,
K music support in Los Angeles, like last April.
You know, our manager is Marvin from Engar.
Yeah.
I mean, one of our managers is Marvin from Engar, and he's quite close to the Kane music team. And when we finished the track, he told us like, maybe they can support this one. I will send it to them. And we were sleeping because of the time difference. In LA, it was maybe in the middle of the night, and I remember he was at the show of Kane music, and I was just waking up, you know, like opening it. And the first message I saw was him sending a video. They played it, you know. So I opened the thing. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
And you could see like all the
Actually, it was a time like lots of people were starting to do edits. So lots of people were starting to get known out of edits. And I think we like decided to do edits at some point. So like maybe it's an easier way to show what we can do on something people know before. So it's like easier in a way to make it known.
Cool.
And but we were really selective with the track we wanted to remix because we wanted something that can fit in the vision we had. And like Jungle back at 74 was like a super track for us, like amazing band, and that we're listening like for 10 years maybe since the beginning of the project. And like this one was like, it's a famous track, but I think we can turn it into something that is clubby, etc.
Yeah.
And we did it, and we did it with friends called Harper, which is friend from our hometown, really good friends. And we started the demo, finished it with them like a week later, and we're like, I think it's good. Like what can happen is that we send it to Ken Music. If they play it, maybe we're gonna get some support.
Yeah.
If they play it, maybe the other DJ will want to get the track. And we can put it out after that, and
So
everything happened.
So Back on 74 was really special for us because it ended up like being quite a club track. I remember we were doing a gigs in Istanbul, and we were just hanging out in the city, you know. And I think we passed by like maybe it was a kebab or something, and they were playing the track, you know. And I was like, shit, that's cool.
Yeah, we started first time.
Yeah.
Our friends were always super supportive with us, like our hometown and people we cross by.
Yeah.
Like the close friend from our hometown, and
That was the
studios and
first
stuff.
time we were able to see our track in a different context than just club.
Yeah.
You know, it was
Right.
also played.
Yeah,
in,
and some videos of friends like in Dubai and saying, they played it. This guy played it. I heard your track in the bar or something. And this was not released yet, and I think just after this show, they put like a TikTok video only of this track, like to say thank you Los Angeles, and the thing really blows out. I think we got like in 3 days 800 messages, and we're like, wow.
So
Now
it
there
also
is
shows
people.
the powerfulness of the guys.
Yeah, like those guys are
Yeah.
like the biggest radio possible. Like
Yeah.
we don't need radio in our music. We need it, but it's not like the main like as pop.
Yeah, this
But
is
those
just
guys like
different.
the biggest
Yeah.
radio, and you have a Radio Adriatic, you have all the radios. And when guys like this play in front of 20K people every weekend your music, but it's just like pew, pew, and
Changes
everybody
everything.
take videos.
Yeah.
Not every time, but yeah, it's super powerful. So
Wow.
it changed a lot for us.
So you're back in 74 for sure.
This is definitely
It was a long answer
turning.
to your question.
No, but it's cool. It's nice to hear all these stories and details. So two things. One thing I want to acknowledge is that what's cool is that you guys are on your journey and you're thinking of new ways to penetrate the market. So instead of just releasing, you think about doing edits now, like just switching up different
Yeah.
styles, approaches to releasing. So that's really cool to show that you're aware and thinking of different ways to succeed. The other thing I'm curious too is, okay, so you get this text message, you wake up to Kind Music supporting. What does that change like inside for you guys? Does it motivate you more? You want to get back on the computer, start producing more? What type of things, like how did it impact you and therefore change your work ethic and maybe how you were approaching things?
It gives you confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at first you're doing the things like you're trying. It sounds good to you, but the key thing with music is it's like any form of art. At some point, you want to share it with the world, you know. So you want to be understood in a way. You know, you're
Yeah.
doing something, you think
Yeah.
it's good. You want to translate like feelings, memories, melancholy, whatever it can be the reason you're doing this. And at some point, you hope it connects with people, you know. So when you see that kind of thing being played in front of 1,000 people, you're like, okay, maybe I'm doing something quite cool,
Yeah,
so I can
yeah.
push a little bit more.
Yeah.
It was more like this, yeah.
Cool, cool. Did you find it causing you guys like to want to work harder and work more? Like I want to get a little bit specific here and
Mhm.
talk about like the amount of time you put in for music production, let's say. So let's say on a week-to-week basis, if you guys aren't on the road, how often are you guys sitting at the DAW, like in there producing and working?
That is complicated.
Well, let's start from the start maybe, because
Sure,
the hours change in the studio. It's like different. Like it's been 10 years we're doing music now.
Yeah.
So I was saying 17. You were a bit older, and then still now. But I think the less time I was able to do music because of studies and stuff, the more I was doing music in a way. Because I was like, it's like when your parents are like, no, don't do that. You have to work on your baccalaureate or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, just want to do music, you know.
Yeah.
I was spending maybe 5-6 hours a day, like doing music, learning how to do music.
Yeah.
And at some point we went to studies, etc. So we had a bit less time. But it was like kind of music related on my side. I did design studies, and so yeah, did quite a lot to perfect a bit the thing. But we were quite young, so it's like we want to do something, but the life, like you go there, you go for studies, you have an internship or something.
Yeah.
But we always wanted to do a project, and so yeah, I think quite a lot of hours in the studio, like
quite a lot of hours. But recently we had the chance to tour a little bit more, and I have to admit it's quite hard when the game of doing music on your laptop, waiting for the plane. I'm not so much a big fan of this. I prefer to be in a context where we can settle and really properly. Sometimes it's good just to finish an idea or I want to try this. But otherwise, recently everything was moving quite a lot, so it was hard to just sit down and properly do sound. We need to get back to. We need to take a week to update the tracks, to finish the demos, to really see where we are now.
Yeah, and be in the studio as well. Like
just try things.
Studio in Paris.
Just try things, and if it doesn't work, it's fine. Let's try another things. Just to sit and see what's coming up.
Yeah. What's the process like when you I try to understand sort of release frequency for artists, how often they're releasing, how far ahead they're thinking about releases. Like I'm curious, when you come to the end of 2025, let's say, is it important for you to have a certain amount of tracks done so that by 2026 you already have a consistent flow of releases coming? Because I'm sure it's a bit difficult sometimes, or maybe not, I don't know, where you work on a track and it's ready to go, but then it's a 2-year period before it gets released.
Yeah, but this is the thing,
So what's going on in between those 2 years while you're waiting? Obviously, you're still working, still creating. Is it just an endless battle, let's say, for a lack of better terms, of making music, finishing music, sending it to labels?
The thing is, there is timing. Of course, we're doing music, but we are part of a market, which is like a scene. You have like different scenes. There is like the big acts that usually people follow the path of a gender or something.
Yeah.
So we try not to be too cliche of a sound, because we don't really like to be too much associated to a style, and because we learned some things before from even melodic. So when we were doing Afro, we were doing not Afro in a way, we're like a mix of melodic, Afro, house, not Afro house. And I was just blending genders and giving some elements, but not try to not be too much of the sound, So we were played by the Afro guys like Ken Music, etc., but as well Adriatic, like guys like Sébastien Léger, Roy Rosenfeld. So it was really like a wide range of
super wide spectrum,
like even Sasha, John Digweed, those guys who were like really out of our scene. But when we saw that, we're like, okay, nice. So I think the blend of different gender is able for them to play as well our music and not be only played by one type of DJs. And it was a bit natural, like, to be honest. It was like something we saw after. We're like, oh, it's nice. Happy to be supported by those guys, And so always try to blend a bit the thing, not to be too seen as a gender, but it's like a bit naturally that we does that.
Yeah, and so I would say schedule-wise, we're not really thinking about this, but the manager does.
Okay, nice.
Sorry to him because he ate us.
No, but thanks to him also. Like because he's really the one that is thinking about all this more strategically. Us, we're more in a process where if it sounds good, it's good, and after. Maybe sometimes, as you said, you face those kind of delays from record label, from rights, if you have samples or what. But when it's good, we're like, okay, we're ready. Let's try to pull it out to see something. And but right now, the more we evolved in the project, the more we had the chance to be surrounded by people, by labels, and they are quite demanding also because they work with planning and stuff. So we have to. It's a new challenge also to respect those deadlines. Also, to be
well,
because
not to be good when you feel you're good, but to be good at every moment.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking in my mind, like, what is the solution then? Because it's like you work so hard for so long to make a record that makes an impact, like, and so most of your time is dedicated to the creative process and producing. Then you finally make your imprint in the industry and everybody knows who you are. Then you get pulled on the road nonstop and pulled out of your element where you create and virtually away from the thing that gave you guys the success. What do you guys think the solution is now? Like what is the solution now to, I guess, maintain success? Because if you think about it now, you guys have these big records that are putting you on the road, but to keep you on the road, it's going to require more music, right? So do you guys think about, like, when you come to the end of 2025 now and thinking about how aggressive your tour schedule is, do you think about 2026 and say to yourself, maybe I have to block out like 2 weeks or a month here just to actually work on the music? Or what do you guys think the solution is?
I think it's a mix of many things. What we know now is that a good track, like a banger, let's say, we didn't make a hit like Do It Again or Back in 74 is not hit. It's like big tracks, like they were supported a lot, awaited, etc. And we saw the difference. Like we could have put like 10 releases on some labels. When we put Back in 74, we started from 1 or 2 shows to 5, 6 shows a month. So it was like, it's okay to put a lot of releases out, but in a way you need quality. Like you need something that have an impact. And so of course there is like a schedule to do, but we are, I think, really perfectionist in what we do, like for different reasons. We're more on the mix down, like the kick is not, I'm not going to play that, which is details that nobody will hear, but sometimes it's just like, I'm putting -0.1 on the hi-hat, nobody will hear it, but for me I'm like in a state of wow.
Yeah, I feel like we need to reach a good level of consistency anyway. So the people can, because if you're not releasing enough, if the space between two releases is too big, people might just not think about you anymore. And it's also work a lot with algorithm, etc. So you have to feed the platforms. It's true. Like. So I feel like we need to reach a point where we are a little bit less chaotic in the process, a bit more organized, like more like now it's a proper job. It's not. We always took it as a proper job or hoping for it to be at some point, but we need to reach a level of consistency now. To be able maybe to release a track every 3 months, let's say, and not like being dependent of what's coming out from the studio. I would say like consistency, because you need to. It's like posting on the socials, posting on TikTok, whatever.
So
Instagram.
much things change, like,
and it's changing.
We're so happy for like the outcome that we have now, because it's like now it's starting to be more real than it used to be before, and there was a lot of doubts. Like everybody that makes that have so much doubts, and family can like people can just like, you do that. Or like, no, we're not doing guitar in our room, like we're trying to create a project and stuff. And it was kind of stressful moment, and I know that I'm not missing this period, but in a way sometimes I have nothing to do around unless music, so it was like could do only music. Now there is thing around, so we need to be more focused now. Like we have to put like 5 days studio, and it's studio. It's not like I can go in holidays there, and like in any case I can do music anytime. So we have a bit less time to do music, but I think we have to be more creative and fast,
more productive, simply.
But it's, I mean, to be fair, it's tough. I mean, I was just talking about it with Rodis in the previous podcast, where he's like, I just set up a TikTok account like a few days ago because he knows he needs to get on there because the reach is insane. And he's like, I just can't imagine. We were talking about how we can't even imagine the idea of like, there's enough to do on Instagram and enough to do in the studio and enough to do while traveling, to think of having to make like a unique TikTok reel 2 or 3 times a week. Like,
no, but that's true. That's true, because at first, and I think it's kind of true for most of the producer, the idea was to make music, so you always think about music, but then you realize that you have to be good on the socials, good at marketing
Become
yourself.
like an influencer job as well.
Try to learn how to be a model and looking cool on the pictures. You know? Look cool also when you DJ.
And being too is like, I like this one. No, I look bad. No, okay, we like this.
Yeah.
So it's like a long process.
It's a lot of things going on, yeah. And everything, as we said, like everything changing all the time. So what is true now might be not true anymore tomorrow. Okay, or you're talking with your manager, with people you met, like, okay, guys, you need to do carousel now. No, finally you need to make reels.
Reels is like push now.
You need to put 3 times on TikTok per day. No, today it's 5, but tomorrow it will be only 1. But you know,
But sometimes you're like trying to find the chords and like, you didn't post on TikTok today. Fuck off, you know. Like, which is normal because one TikTok that works can be more impact on a TikTok that maybe a release, you know. So sometimes you just put something and like you bring so much followers that people that will buy tickets, so the promoter will book you. So even when you play your track, which is not yours,
it's a mix of many things. Like then you add on top of that like lack of sleep sometimes from the tour, etc. It's a lot of things, but that's cool. It might sound maybe if we listen again the podcast, it might be sound.
No, it's just
sad.
that now we are putting
It's
us
cool.
in a situation that we need a lot of tracks, and so we're like in a state of mind, or like we have this now. It's kind of new for us. It's been a year, but like with the Do It Again release now, we see that it's getting really regular and a bit more gigs. So we're like, okay, we can take it in a more professional way in our mind. So we're like, we need to really set up the next things, you know. And there were a lot of things on the computer that we're working on. We know where we want to go, but we just need to make it real now. Yeah. And sometimes we try stuff. It's like to every producer, I can say that. Sometimes you shouldn't listen to something we are doing. Sometimes it sounds so bad. Yeah. But this part of the process, I think.
For sure. Speaking of Do It Again, in my opinion, this has put a lot of gas on the Betical fire, bringing a lot of momentum for you guys and increasing notoriety, brand awareness, all these things. Could you give us a little backstory on the origin of this project and how it started? And secondary to that, I'd be curious to know, after a release this big and all the attention you're getting, what type of things is it changing? Like, how is it really pushing up your career?
Yeah.
I can remember like the first time Do It Again came on, like because it was, I think back in 74 was not even released. It was going to be released 2 weeks after that. It was 23rd of August of last year.
Very precise.
Yeah, I remember.
Wow.
I did the upload, so I remember. Yeah. That's why we're complimentary. He doesn't care about that. And I think it was 2 weeks before, 10 days before, and we were in south of France at the breakfast. He was like, "Man, I was thinking of that. Let's remix Do It Again." Yeah. I was like, "Chemical Rubber Truck." He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "How?" He was like, "I don't know, but let's do it." You know.
I was like, "Yeah." I went, da 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 da. And I was like, maybe at 122 it will work, you know. Yeah. And we can add a big bass line underneath it. And
I was like, I think I have the idea, but I was like a bit like processing. Like now we process a lot. We're like trying to find the vision of the track, some reference and stuff. And I felt like we came back to Paris, and like 2 weeks after I was like, okay, let's go. And then I had the vision on the track, and it worked, you know, like it worked. And I was like, okay, in this vibe, kind of Afro, but a bit more dark at some point, like this bass, like as you were saying, like really found the notes. I was like, okay, it's working, so it's cool. And
we were on holidays, so we had no access to computer or what. So we were thinking so much about the idea, so we almost had everything in mind when it was just translated.
It was super fast, you know. It was super like 3 hours.
Yeah, it was a strange process, but that was fun. Like.
So wait. You guys are on holiday, chilling, no access to studio equipment or computer or anything.
Supposed to chill.
And you guys are formulating, like designing a track just up here, sharing ideas with each other of how it's gonna sound when you get back.
Yeah,
to the
with
computer.
notes and stuff.
That's the bad thing when you're holidays with family, because like once you have this, we have the idea in mind, and then I was like on the beach with him. I think we should inspire, take the kick of this track, and maybe something like this. It was and then after like we were out of the beach, you know, like
we
need to do it.
We wrote down before cooking. You have the ingredients, the list, etc.
Recipe,
so we wrote the recipe. Thank you. It's almost like we made the recipe, and then we came in the studio and tried to. Okay, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Let's go.
And sometimes it's hard, you know. Sorry, continue.
It's okay. I was just curious. Like, I mean, maybe this is an obvious answer, but did it make it super easy to make the track because you had so you flowed through it pretty quickly?
Yeah. I think it's more like this, how we are producing now. And I think I heard Sam saying this as well in an interview, but like it's more like we noted some ideas like do it again, Afro but not Afro, some big bass, and after we go in the studio, we put some ideas around and we just try them like really fast, and it's like can be like 10 minutes on an idea. Wow, doesn't work. We delete,
Yeah, because
we
it
try
doesn't
to do it
work
like
all
this.
the time. Sometimes we tried this method a few times and it's not working all the time. But yeah, it's true that I don't know why, but when I'm taking a shower, I'm thinking a lot about this.
Cool. Nice.
Because I've got time cut out from the mess of phone and whatever. So yeah, thinking like this.
Nice. Wow. So, I mean, again, we're in 2025. We're talking about it a lot, but you guys have made some big strides this year. What's a massive goal that you guys have, for one? And two, what do you think it's going to take to achieve that?
I think the dream would be it's not about like being the biggest stars in the world, because we will get what we can get in a way, But doing this as a proper job, like steadily through the years, really trying to create a community around the project, people that really enjoy the music, listen it, like really take pleasure to just listen to music, and being able to pursue this through the years will be the best thing for us,
Wow.
Yeah,
And
it's
to
being
achieve
able
this-
to.
To achieve this, I will go back to consistency. Understand the world in a way, like how is it moving, the new technology you have to use.
Yeah.
Try to understand the opportunity. Keep your core, like your sound, like be honest with yourself, so it will sound honest in a way.
Yeah.
And keep the consistency through the years. Yeah.
By being able to have like a project that go through the year and that you make your sound evolve because you have to and you want to, not to stay into the same gender every time.
Right.
And if we take example as like Adriatic, like we have like so much respect for those guys because like the longevity they have and the music they put out is crazy.
Yeah.
And they seem to always put themselves like in questioning and always being fresh, adapting. And this for us is like the perfect example in a way, like not be stick to a gender and always being
Yeah,
there.
they are not afraid to
We
go
had
a
a
little bit more of
discussion,
this, a little bit more of that, and
We were lucky to play in a vault in Milan before Adriatic, and we have a bit of talk with Shala after the show. He gave us some tips. It was super nice. Like we actually asked him this question, like, "How did you continue to start?" He was like, "Do your thing, trust yourself, and like put good music out, and do something that you really like, and keep going, social and everything, which is normal, but it's a proper example to do it." So.
Yeah. It feels like those guys that are really settled. You feel like they never rest. They're always pushing.
Yeah.
Pushing.
Yeah.
And I think it's the key in a way. Like through the years,
Absolutely.
it makes the big difference.
They
Yeah.
don't stop. You can take a break.
So that's a great goal, obviously, longevity. But there must be like a bucket list festival or a venue that
yeah.
like we
Coachella?
gotta play there. Coachella?
Yeah, of
Coachella,
course.
Burning
Yeah,
Man,
Hell yeah.
Burning
Yeah,
Man,
because
Coachella.
we are French guy, born in the 90s, and at that time, the biggest thing in France was the French touch. So Daft Punk, Cassius, those guys. So I kind of grew up with those guys because my dad was giving me the album, the vinyls, all those things. And what they achieved to do, I think it's very special for French because firstly before that, French music was not really interesting for the rest of the world, And they put France on the map, like creating super great stuff that every people were dancing on. And obviously when I listen like to Alive for the first time, their live album that they did at Coachella, those guys. So it's maybe a secret dream as a kid, Like
Nice.
it's like working on the same path. Like okay, we're still not Daft Punk, yeah, we know it. But like Coachella for French guy, it's like okay,
Gonna be hard to be.
you say to your family, to your friend, yeah, we're gonna play Coachella. They will be like, really, guys?
Wow.
Yeah, Coachella I think is like
Yeah.
I think the most hype thing would be Burning Man.
Mm-hmm.
Coachella as well. Like when you say this, is like what can you do next in a way? Like
True, it's a big
Like-
one.
your friend's gonna be like, so what do you play now?
Yeah.
So no, never played there. Well, even when we played Tomorrowland, we saw the result. Like we saw like wow, Tomorrowland.
Tomorrowland
It's
was a
like,
goal also.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was super good.
What's the biggest crowd you guys have played for? How many people?
I think it was maybe Tomorrowland now, or
Maybe Tomorrowland or
2 weeks ago.
or 2 weeks
in
ago
Hangar.
we did the
Opening for Black Coffee.
opening for Black Coffee with Hangar in
Yeah.
Brussels. And I think it was something like 9K people. So probably this year. Yeah.
Yeah, it was super. It was different.
Was-
Used to play a lot of clubs, and then you come there like, wow, there's fresh air coming.
Yeah,
from
yeah.
What's
we did in the past like 2, 3, maybe
Yeah.
5.
It's
But
a
when
lot.
you reach the almost the 10K,
Yeah.
okay, it's you can feel the depth of the of
Even
the
the
place,
room, like the room, it was like endless. I think
Yeah,
sometimes it can be
cool.
like 15 people, but looks like smaller than this one because this one was like Hangar like this, non-stop. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
What's
so
it like playing for that many people? Simple question. Like, what do you feel? Is it nerve wracking? Are you excited? Pressure?
I think
A little bit of all this actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
not too much to be honest, because like we prepare our sets a bit every time to be honest. Like not prepare.
No,
like,
but
we're
watch
gonna
out
play
when you
that.
say prepare because sometimes
Not track for track,
no,
but
no. We
organizing songs.
we have a rough idea of what we think can work.
Yeah.
We have the room
Yeah.
to adapt every
Yes.
time, but we have kind of the mood we want to set.
No, but like
Yeah.
a 2-hour set is like 30 tracks approximately.
Right.
So when we play that, like tomorrow we're gonna play in a more like table kind of club.
Mm-hmm.
But this one we're gonna prepare some tracks that will be meant to this place. We're not gonna put like the same track as we put in Bar Americas last week because it's not the same kind of vibe in
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And we always try to be like, let's say 60-70% Betical sound and always adapt with things we like, of course, like music that we like.
Mhm.
We won't play something that we don't like, but that can adapt to the place and be easy for us to play,
Yeah,
not to
because-
feel like too underground or too commercial at a place.
Yeah. I like that actually because I talk to a lot of DJs obviously on this podcast, and there's a lot of them that say they do zero preparation. I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, you know your music super well and you're all about adapting. But for me personally, I really like and I feel most confident when I spend the time thinking about where I'm playing, what maybe that crowd wants, and I just batch some songs together that I
Yeah.
think could flow.
Yeah.
And of course, if it doesn't make sense, I don't force that programming. I just
No,
adapt,
no,
like you guys
of course.
said. But
It's
I
like-
love to prepare and organize songs, and that then it gives me a little bit of like not just adapting to the crowd, but almost taking control.
No, but
and saying,
you're prepared.
Yeah.
You did the job in a way. Like I think it's the same. Like before playing in the crowd like this, we're set up. We're just not coming like this and putting tracks and maybe like, oh shit, we're missing some tracks. What do we do next?
Yeah.
So I think we put like 100 tracks to play 30 tracks, and these like tracks we can play everywhere in a way, but just we have everything
in
we
this
need.
specific setup, it works the best. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think,
Cool.
So it's a good way to be prepared, arrive there, and at least music-wise we're prepared. So we just need to focus on the selection and the transition,
Yeah.
and the dance move.
and then
Yeah.
and I
no,
dance
like-
move. Otherwise, I'm always gonna be you're not smiling enough.
For sure. Guys, couple more questions. Any important mentors or teachers throughout your career that made an impact and really helped you guys go to the next level? Maybe a production mentor or someone that helped you with DJing or just life in general? Any key mentors that you would say played an important role to help you guys grow your career?
Good question. Huh? Because we were quite, it will sound sad, but quite lonely in the process.
Yeah, that's okay.
I was lonely.
We,
Okay.
lonely in the studio.
I was
not
lonely in
there.
the studio. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, no, we.
We're a bit in
We-
our bubble together for a while.
Yeah, for a long time
Yeah.
we were in our bubble, guessing stuff more than expressing.
Doing the question and
expressing
answer ourselves.
them.
Yeah.
And we were too, of course, looking at tutorials on YouTube or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, we
Yeah.
never took like production classes or
Wow.
mentors or what, which I think could have been a good idea, if I think about it.
No, but we did like lots of music with friends that were doing different gender as us. Like our sister as well, she's a singer. She's actually her that sings on Back on 74. Like we will sing the vocals and that's her singing.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So cool. Family
Yeah.
affair.
Yeah,
So,
family affair.
Yeah, family affair, yeah. So she
That's
did it
so
super.
cool.
Well, at some point we're like, okay, we need to re-sing the vocals to pull it out.
Yeah.
Who
No.
gonna sing that? And we're like, maybe our sister now.
Of
And she
course.
did it super fast. It was super good.
I think maybe as a mentor, I would say it will sound cute, but our dad, because he
Yeah.
really introduced us to everything. Really, when we were just 10, it was listen to this, listen to this, listen to that, listen to the bass line, you will see how it sounds, look at the energy, the kick, or the voice. So we had like, and I didn't realize it was almost courses, you know, he was giving us tips. So when we still have this, you know, I feel like we transcribe his taste in a way. He transcribed his taste to us, to our music, you know, in a way like it's like a stairs. So I will say him, of course, because he gave us the...
He's going to sound even more cute, but I would say him and our mother as well, because like our mother is totally not in an artistic way, but she's a really good entrepreneur. And like, I think having our dad, he's good as well, entrepreneurship. But what I mean is like really creative part from him, teaching us a lot of things, and our mother always doing her thing herself and moving forward. I think the mix of both was like, let's create music. You know what I mean? Let's create a project, creative project, entrepreneurship in a way. And that's why I think our sister ended to do this as well, you know. So he pushed us to, it was like passion and reality of doing the thing in this passion. And I think it pushed us a lot. Our mother she's like, she created a group, like the DJs in French, like les DJ. And she's like, you have to change your profile pic, you look sad.
You're not enough.
Like, you're in Mexico, I don't think you're in Mexico, put more stories. She's like this. Wow. And sometimes you didn't change the picture, it's been 2 weeks I'm saying. She's like this.
Yeah, she sent us a message.
Great, man. So nice.
She sent us a message in the group he's talking about. That honestly, I want to make a poster out of it.
Yeah, we have to print it.
We did like a photo shoot, so we choose the profile pics, we posted it. She screenshotted it, and sent it like, what did she say already? Yeah, Martin, you look fat, and Max, you look old. You have to change that pictures.
No, she said it first, and we didn't reply, and we were like, no, it's fine. And then she like passed the second speed and be like, I'm gonna be bad to them, so they will change it, you know. And then I was like, whoa,
that was
okay,
it.
Let's change it.
You look fat, you look old. I think you made a mistake.
Wow. I think they call it tough love.
Tough,
tough mom.
Wow. We have to give a
She's
special...
not tough, but
no, she's not tough.
When she wants something, she can be really.
So I think the mix of both.
Really stubborn.
Even I showed you the screenshot before. Like you commented us on one of our posts.
I was just
guys, let's do. I think it was on the
you're spoiling the interview.
No, it's right. Like
I said, I was reminding you guys, let's do the interview in ADE. Yeah. And then your dad took a screenshot.
I think you put it first down, like just let's do an interview in AD.
Yeah.
And our father sent a screenshot. Did you saw that? And we missed this because it was a response of do it again. So I think we were like a bit late on the comments. We were replying to everybody. But like I missed it, and our father was like, "Did you saw that?" I was like, "Oh shit!" Then I contacted you, like, "Yeah, let's do it." So it was like they're really into it now.
Yeah, it's fun.
Nice.
The beginning they were tough, like, we need a proper job, no. And once they see a bit of results, like, okay, now you go for it.
No, it's
so
great.
It's
great
cool.
Support, man. Cool. Well, I have one more question that I ask all the guests at the end of the episode, and it's if you could give 3 tips of advice to the local DJ. I'll give you some more context. So the local DJ, he has a local residency. He's producing. He's taking things seriously. He's ambitious. He signed a couple songs to smaller labels, but he has ambitions to go international, to sign with a label like Afterlife or Siamese, and go from being a local resident DJ to a global DJ like yourselves. 3 tips of advice for him to go from local to global.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. As the first one, I would say like
we're gonna say our tips. Maybe we have different one. Maybe you can give 6 tips.
You give 3 each, 2 and 2, whatever.
Yeah.
It will sound quite cheesy, but believe in it. Like first, you have to believe in it. You have to be. You cannot be sure at everything you do, you know, because sometimes you can lack of confidence or what. But never doubt the fact that you can do it. You know, sometimes it can be like, okay, it's not. Maybe I was not good on these gigs. Maybe this release is not so good, or my demos are not great. This is present fact, but never doubt that you can do it, that you have the capacity to do it. So you keep steady curve. You know, you keep motivated.
Yeah.
Then, secondly, like I would say, how to say this? Be aware of what is around you. Try to understand the trends. Try to understand what people's like. But never copy too much something. Like try to keep, because we all grown up in an environment. Like we dad's inspiration that we were saying, old school stuff that we were maybe listening. It can also bring your personality. Like if you were doing skateboard at the time, maybe those roots will stay somewhere, you know, in you. So don't copy too much what works. Be inspired. Try to understand why it works, but try to bring your personality behind it. Because I feel like you won't be noticed by someone by copying him. You know, you will be noticed by maybe bringing something also cool that is in addition to everything that happened around you. You know. Don't know
Yeah, I think
I
so.
don't know if
and
that makes sense what I said. But
Yeah, no, it
yeah,
does.
no, it's like the even on the brand, etc. Like it's normal. Like we all did it to start to follow. We did it with Afterlife. We have like demos that sounded Afterlife. Like could be like a perfect track for their set, and it was not signing. So at some point we were like, the things changed when we started to trust a bit more ourselves. Of course, being coherent. Like there is a style, there is a hype on something that maybe the next year is not going to be like this. So you have to be coherent, but not to be too the same. Like when Afro was riding, don't do proper Afro with the same samples, splice or whatever. Just try to imprint like just something a bit different. Like maybe instead of just piano, something else or this kind of stuff. And I think this was made the difference for us. A bit trusting more, like as he was saying, like you like skateboard, but you can if you have some more
bring this culture, you know. Don't be afraid to mix things like from different perspective.
Yeah, and some drums or even like the wear you like the streetwear or whatever. Like bring it into your project.
Show your personality.
Yeah, show personality. Because I think the big guys like K Music, they show so much personality at some point.
Sure.
Like you see the skateboard influences, you see everything, the Berlin, but as well the Afro, they did the South African and the Berlin way, like in the German way, they created the sound as well as Black Coffee. So I was like, they have so much personality, and I think it's not about just the music; it's about like the brand as well. So
great point.
Yeah, I would say if you're a resident DJ, having like a residency is really good, money-wise as well. So this is a really first step. So you meet a lot of DJ that you can ask for tips, etc. So at some point we were a bit lonely doing the question and answer. I think this is a good thing, really good thing, and you're aware of the trends. You see how the DJ plays, and trying to just trust a bit
and be patient. As a final point,
I think we were
don't force the thing. You know, if this is good, I feel like it will get noticed at some point. You know, you will find the right canal to channel it.
Or maybe
it's 3, right? We get 3 points.
3,
one
2,
extra.
3, 2, 3.
3.
And production-wise, like really, like it takes time, so much time. Like, and we're still perfecting our production. We're still learning stuff. Sometimes I'm like asking a friend, like, well, I have a problem with the kick. You should put that. Okay, that doesn't work. Can you do it? Yeah. Okay, show me. Okay, I can do it now. It's like always learning.
Even at this level.
It's the kind of field where you never learn everything.
Okay.
You know?
Sometimes sound design.
Definitely.
Like production-wise, I think mixing and stuff, I'm really good at that. But sometimes sound design like I want a sound, it's close. And I'm like, it doesn't sound how I want. Like I sent to a friend, he's like, tweak the up. Okay, thank you, bro. So it's external, but it's not ghost production or whatever. It's just help, you know. Like he helped me to do the sound I wanted, and I don't want to spend like 2 days on trying to make the sound or like. So I think like really you need like a result. If you have good ideas, you can be helped by someone that will master your track, etc. Do the mix down for you. Like if you have good ideas, you will learn out of that. Like I think it's just like, keep pushing on this because like we've been pushing for a while. I think we have like 5 years period of nothing was happening. And it was tough, to be honest. It was pressure and stuff. And I remember this period a lot. And I want to go back to this, so that's why we're going to work a lot. But in a way, it's part of the process, you know. And you are even more happy because you know you didn't arrive like this. And,
you fight for it.
Yeah. So that's why we put out something, we have good news, where I was like, it's going to stop, you know. So we are trying to keep it going, you know.
Amazing. So much value. I'm motivated. I'm sure everybody else is motivated.
Hopefully, man.
hope so.
It's just the truth. So
For sure. Well, I appreciate you guys coming here, sharing.
Thanks so much for the invite, bro.
Thanks for the invite, man. It's amazing to do
good
this.
luck with everything you're doing with ADE this week. More power, more strength for your career this year, next year.
Thanks, man. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.
Thanks,
Brodienero
guys.
TV, the best podcast, the coolest artists. This is the only place to get it. Let's go. Peace, love, and light.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys.